Guys, welcome to Jurassic Room, and I wanted to do this video tonight. I'm doing more videos tomorrow. I just uploaded my quick bearded dragon feeding real quick. Let me see if he's... Okay, he ate a few veggies, so that's good. You see the puffers in this tank. Had to delete some videos real quick. Let's see, we got... Just see, little guy. Where are you? Little booger? I think he's right there. I think I got the thing pointed right at him. If you look right there, there's the figure 8 puffer. I'm looking at the reflection. Look at the little guy. He's so cool. He's come right up to the camera. Look how cool he is. He's come right up to the camera. There's another little guy in the bridge here. He's hiding in there. Got one green spot in there. The 2 figure 8s like to hang out around this bridge. And I got this little guy right here. Let me see if he's still... Oh yeah, I can see him. He's up in there. I love watching these guys. So anyway, guys, I'm watching this Republican National Convention going. You know, Sean Hannity's going right now. Now, I will say this. Trump isn't the guy I wanted, but, you know, I can't vote. Unfortunately, I'm a year behind. Otherwise, if I was 18, I would vote. Too bad I'm short by 2 months. But, you know, I just hope that Hillary doesn't win. I really don't want that heifer getting in the office. But, so anyway, I wanted to talk about this story time. Way back when I was a kid, when I lived in Florida. I was born in Florida, and we used to go to the pet shops and all that. There's one specific pet shop, and they had a lot of fish. They had like cool fish. They had clownfish and blue tangs. I remember going around. They had chameleons and iguanas and stuff like that. That's the only real memories I have of that place. But years down the line, I went to another place. But apparently, I think I had a problem we had a problem with that owner when we visited that one time. It was called Blazing Reptiles in Florida. And they had a lemur, they had an alligator enclosure, and they weren't the nicest people, but you know, I read the thing. And apparently a lot of other people had problems with her being rude, or the owner and her son, which I remember. I think my mom kind of got ticked off that she was rude or something like that, because she asked her about sugar gliders, because way back when we were breeding sugar gliders. And I remember they had little snapping turtles, or something similar. It was a turtle with a long tail, like scute, you know. They had the frill dragon that was in that Geico commercial, which is pretty cool. It's like a reptile celebrity. They had Sudan-plated lizards, bearded dragons, leopard geckos, Kenyan sand boas, ball pythons, tortoises, blue-tongued skinks. You know, a whole lot of cool stuff. Exotics. But apparently, a year ago, or 2 years ago, they closed down. Apparently for unknown reasons. Maybe because they weren't making enough money, or they were just rude. But anyway, there's a place that I went to. They had, when we had moved out of Florida, they were there, and then they apparently relocated. And about 2 years ago, because we went when my great-grandfather passed away, and we stopped by this place. It's called Critters, or Wild Things Pet Shop. Wild Things Exotics, something like that. Look it up. You know, it's still in operation, still going. And I remember going into this place. This is the coolest pet shop I've ever been in. It's the herper's dream. Okay, so I walk in and I see a tank full of baby spectacled caimans. Now, years later I wanted to buy one from the shop because we were going down for my great-grandfather's funeral. But you know, in Florida, you know, for one, you have to have a Class B license to own a caiman in Florida, and then you got to have a federal permit to, you know, cross state lines. So in Alabama, I can buy a caiman off like Backwater Reptiles, or just order one at the pet shop, and I can buy one for like $300 to $500, which I have no cash for right now. But anyway, they had a bunch of baby spectacle caimans, which was really cool, and they had this front desk slash showcase, and they had like all sorts of different exotic insects. They had baby tarantulas, which are like only that big. They're pretty cute, I'd say, for being spiders. Tarantulas, like different bugs I never even heard of, from Madagascar, Asia, Africa. And in this one section right next to there, they had, I think they had a marmoset. Yeah, they had a marmoset. And they had a huge Pac-Man frog. They had, which was the owner's like pride and joy, was her albino water snake. She was selling for like $1,200. It was a rare albino water snake. And then they also had a Goliath bird-eating tarantula. So that was really cool. That spider was easily about that big. Or no, a little bigger. Yeah, like that big. Big female Goliath bird eater. Then a bunch of little Pac-Man frogs and all that in that section. And a huge, easily 1,000-gallon tank. And she had just regular little fish in there. She had iridescent sharks, also known as Pangasius sharks, which are little catfish. Some African cichlids. Electric blue crayfish were in there. A big Plecostomus. And now, if you go into this one room, which is like the snake room, she had corn snakes and ball pythons, a reticulated python, and a Burmese python, which is really neat. And they had this horse trough. And I thought that was kind of weird. And I look in there, and I don't know if this is like safe for, just little kids walking in. I don't think I'd do that. And I checked their Facebook out just recently, and I saw that. Is that not? Oh. That must be a new campaign, Hillary's America. I'll have to check that out. But they had a blue light, and all you saw were the white glowing exoskeletons of a bunch of emperor scorpions. It was really cool how they had it set up. And it was her and her husband that owned the shop, I think. And they easily had maybe 20 emperor scorpions in there. And that was really cool. Then you go into like the main lobby, the main area, big area, and they had, they had another reticulated python, an albino reticulated python. They had like tubs of baby map turtles, and I think a bearded dragon and a macaw, I think. Then you go into what I call the bird room, and she had a couple macaws and sun conures and lovebirds and all that. And there was a huge cage, easily 10 feet long, covered the whole wall. And there was a pair of coatimundis in there. Now, if you don't know what the coatimundi is, it's basically a South American raccoon. It's got a long snout, kind of like a dog or a weasel, long raccoon-like tail, and a big body. And I was talking to her about them, and because me and Katie were in there, and she says, yeah, I bought them from a breeder, and I plan to breed them. Try to, for my private park. Now, before I get to the private park part, I gotta explain this one room. So, last room is in there, and I kind of go the long way around because there's a big tank, and I didn't know what was in it, so I just took the long way around. Ball pythons, Kenyan sand boas, rosy boas, blood pythons, a big tank with 3 bearded dragons, 2 females and a male, I think. A green anaconda in this big 40-gallon tank. Beautiful snake. She was in her water bowl. She had the red ears, the red marking, completely green. Beautiful snake for only like $200. So that was pretty cool to see. That was the first anaconda I've seen, in real life. Because when you're a kid and you're like a herper, herpetology, love for reptiles and amphibians. You have like a natural love for anaconda. This is like it's the heaviest snake for one, and then when I was a kid, I also enjoyed the movie Anaconda, so you know, kind of sentimentality there, but just amazing, beautiful snake. And then I go to the one tank and I see, oh man, it's a crocodilian. And I thought, man, that doesn't look like a caiman, and it's definitely not an alligator. It's got to be some kind of crocodile. And I'm thinking, well, it's probably one of the more common species, maybe a Moralett's crocodile or something like that. Now that's one of the most common you can get. And then I read the tagline, and it says, saltwater crocodile. My face just lit up. Holy crap, how did she get this? And it's a little saltwater crocodile, and it's in about a 200-gallon tank. And it's about maybe a foot long, maybe 2 feet, you know, about that long. About that long. I could hold it like this at that time. So I run to the front desk and I say, how did you get a saltwater crocodile? And she says, well, I bought him from a breeder. Well, no, I have a few in my private park, and he's one of the hatchlings I have. So you breed them? Yeah, I got them from a private reptile owner, and I now have them in my sanctuary. And she explained to me that she does like shows with them, and that she's one of the few facilities in Florida that actually has a saltwater, has salties. And I'm just blown away. And she says, well, here, look at this catalog. And I go through the catalog, and these are the animals she has. I'm going through, I'm seeing ball pythons, I'm seeing anacondas, I'm seeing reticulated pythons, I'm seeing some, smaller crocs. She didn't have any pictures of the big crocs, the breeders. And I go through, and she has, I see on the last page, just a few other animals, like the quadrumundis and all that, marmoset. And on the last page, I see a crested viper. Man, you have a crested viper? And she said, yeah, he's only for show. We don't really try to do venomous snakes. And, I mean, man, this place was amazing. Now, I was only there for about 20 minutes because I didn't want to leave. I just thought the place was amazing. It was so cool to see so many different amazing exotics, and you sometimes don't even see in zoos, like the salty. I mean, this is like a lot of my favorite animals mixed into one place. So it was amazing to see all these different animals. Amazing to see a salty, because not a lot of places have saltwater crocodiles. And I've actually looked, and it's very hard to get a salty. You have to get it at a private, a zoo or something. They're very hard to get a hold of. And especially with Australia, they're very touchy about their crocodiles as well. You have to be very careful on how you get them. So, guys, anyway, I just wanted to explain that story real quick. I just thought it was amazing. I remembered it, and I thought, man, this is a really cool story. One of the coolest places I ever went to. Now, tomorrow I'm going to do the Jurassic Park 3 celebration videos, because I know that Saturday, July 16th or 15th, I think it was the 15th. No, it was the 16th. Was JP3's 15th anniversary. Now, it was a very busy day for me Saturday and through this whole weekend, so I'm going to try and get to it tomorrow, along with the Jurassic World one that I have yet to do, react to the old trailers, the old clips and all that. And I'll wait till next year to do the Lost World commemoration video. I also got my Jurassic chat on the Mosasaur. I'm also going to be getting my new Jurassic chats about the history of all the animals on the park. Each video will contain a whole biography of the animal, and about 23 species will be included in that. And they'll be a little sparsed out because I'm also doing my main videos on theories and all that. And also, I might do a thing for RoboCop, because I know that Saturday was also the 29th anniversary of RoboCop, so that's pretty cool. Then I've also got reactions to do on Star Wars Rebels. They had that one clip, which I already checked out, was with the Star Wars thing, and it was with them when they break out Hondo. I'm going to react to the new trailer and to the Darth Maul clip is what I'm going to try and work on. So, guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more stuff. Oh, I forgot. I want to try and do, I did this video based on, you know, some videos made by some fellow herping channels I watch a lot. Kind of buddies with these guys. And, I kind of want to shout these guys out real quick because I've been saying I've been wanting to do this video for the longest time. Shout out to Go Herping. He was NC Nature News. Check out Alex's channel, Go Herping. He changed the name, Go Herping now. Check out Afro Herp Keeper. He's got awesome tanks and all that. You know, really cool setup, especially for being 14 years old. So, let's see, Noah's Ark Exotics. He's got a cool channel coming through, you know, up and coming. And then Amazing Animal Adventures, or AAA. Check out his channel. And, you know, check these guys' channels out. They're really cool, great for herpers and all that. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.